Good day. I am Denise Waban and today's reporting I'm going to present the types of intermolecular forces and macromolecules forces. So without further ado, let's get started.
So what is intermolecular forces? Intermolecular forces is an attractive force that arises between the positive component or protons of one molecule and negative components or electron of another molecule. So we have four types of intermolecular forces. First is the ion-ion interaction. The larger ionic solid are held together this network of ionic bonds which are strongest intermolecular forces because they involve formal charges. Meaning, ito yung formal charges which is positive, negative. Yung positive is automatic magkakaroon ng interaction dun sa negative charges in another ion. And the negative charges ay na mag-a-attract dun sa another ion which is the positive charges. So meaning, opposite charges attack. So dun sila magkakaroon ng interaction. So this is the example of ion-ion interaction.
Second is the ion-dipole interaction. Ion-dipole interaction is the result of an static interaction between a charged ion and a molecule that has dipole. It is an attractive force that is commonly found in a solution, especially ionic compound dissolved in polar liquids.
Meaning, ito yung mga interaction attractive force between ionic molecules and polar molecules which is dipole, apolar, or covalent bond.
This is the example of ion-dipole interaction. Third is the dipole-dipole interaction. Dipole-dipole interaction when two dipolar molecules interact with each other through space. This occurs, the partially negative portion of one of the polar molecules is attracted to the partially positive portion of the second polar molecule. For example, pure water, ito yung interaction between polar molecules or polar covalent bond. Ang dipole meron po itong partially positive, partially negative charge or separated po by a distance. This is an example of dipole-dipole interaction.
Fourth is the dispersion-London force. It is a temporary attractive force that results when the electron in two adjacent atoms occupy position that make atoms permeable in dipoles. This force is sometimes called atoms-induced dipole interaction. London are the attractive forces that cause nonpolar substances to condense with solid when temperature is lower sufficiently.
Example of London dispersion forces. So let's move on to the types of macromolecules forces.
First is the carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are polymers of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. They can be classified as monosaccharides, disaccharides, and polysaccharides. Carbohydrates are found in starch, fruits, vegetable, milk, and sugar. They are an important source of a healthy diet. Second is the lipids. Lipids are a hydrophobic set of macromolecules. They do not dissolve in water. These involve triglycerides and carotenoids and phospholipids and steroids. They help in the formation of the cell membrane, formation of hormones, and as stored fuel. Third is the protein. Protein are the polymers of amino acid. These include the carboxylic and amino group. There will be no lipids or carbohydrates without proteins because the enzymes used to synthesize are proteins themselves.
And lastly is the nucleic acid. Nucleic acids include DNA, RNA, not R, polymers of nucleotides comprised of pentose group, a phosphate group, and a nitrogenous base group. All the hereditary information is stored in the DNA. The DNA is synthesized into RNA and proteins. This is the example. Proteins. Proteins are involved in early or cellular function and are the major parts of all living organisms.
Lipids have a variety of function in a living organism, and this a lot of things lump into the category of lipids because they are all hydrophobic.
And the carbohydrates are main fuel source of most living things. Lastly is the nucleic acid. Nucleic acids store, transmit, and express genetic information. Their monomers are called nucleotides like adenine, guanine, and thymine. This is the end of my reporting. I hope you learned something about this video, and that's all. Thank you.